Okay, so I'm going to share with you the 4 most effective inserts that we're using. As you'll see, they all achieve different goals, and the very last one that I'm going to share with you, it actually combines several concepts into a single one. So the goal of an insert, or a great insert, is to do several things. It helps you get more reviews, if that's what you need. It helps you get more positive reviews. So maybe you don't necessarily need a higher number of reviews, but you need to correct your rating. So maybe that's your goal, and these inserts can help you with that. It helps you make the customer happy. It helps you get leads, the email address. If they visit the website and they opt in exchange for something, they might not be willing to provide an email address, but the simple fact that they go from the insert to an actual website, you can pixel them with a Facebook pixel or a Google pixel or some of the other advertising services. So the result of that is that you can now advertise to them. And as I've mentioned earlier, it's not enough to get the email address or to pixel these customers. It's important how you build the relationship with them from that point on, and what happened before. What have you offered them? How have you started this relationship to get their email address in the first place? Finally, it helps you increase long-term revenue, customers that come back or recommend to friends thanks to that insert. It can help you upsell, cross-sell products if you have multiple of them, and it gets more customers away from Amazon to your store, or even if it's not to your store directly, you get their email address, so if you have an off-Amazon store, you can direct them there in the future. So these are the 2 parts that this helps with. It helps with the reviews, and it helps build our list of customers, which is one of the most valuable business assets that we can build to increase the business valuation. So in terms of the master plan, what we're going to cover now with inserts, this is what we're working on the reviews and on the business assets. Okay, so the first insert is the charity pick. Before I go into the details of this insert, I just want to mention that you'll have all sorts of customers. Just like you have when you sell your business, you have all sorts of buyers looking for different things. You have different customers responding to different types of inserts. Some like to only use the phone. Some would be okay scanning a QR code. Some are okay. Some would prefer to send you an email if they have a support issue. Some are okay visiting a website. Those are more technical things. But then in terms of the angle, what can you do to motivate them to take that action? They've just received your product. They want to try it. They want to use it. But you're interrupting them. You're telling them, take this action. So you need to provide some sort of incentive. And the incentive that motivates people is different from person to person. Someone might respond positively to a charity insert where, as you'll see, we donate part of the revenue to a charity of their choice. Some might respond to them receiving a free product or a discount. So different people respond to different incentives, and that's why we have this charity pick insert. Not because everyone will respond to it, but because there's a big percentage of customers who wouldn't respond to the other inserts that I'm about to show you, but they will respond to this one. The next one is the Cypher funnel with the Cypher insert. This is mainly for reviews. I'm not going to explain it in more detail here. We have a video insert, which is an insert where you can actually have a small screen in there and you can play a video for the customer. And then the final insert, which you'll see at the end. Okay, so I'm going to go into more details about the charity pick insert. In the members area, you will find the ClickFunnels funnel for the page behind the insert. The main goal is to get them to visit the website so we can pixel them. So in this case, we're not trying to get their email address. We just want them to go from that insert. They see a URL on the insert, and we want to get them to our website so we can then pixel them and advertise to them. The best part, once they cast their charity vote, this will make a bit more sense once you actually see the insert, but after they cast their vote, you have them on the website, so you can redirect them anywhere you want. If you want, you can offer them something enticing that requires an opt-in, like continue with the Cypher funnel. So just because they started from the charity pick insert and not from the Cypher insert, it doesn't mean that after they take the first action, you can take them through several other steps. And I'll get back to this point once you've actually seen all the inserts and the funnels. An extra benefit is that the pixel also has the purpose of tracking conversions, which means you can track the performance of your ads. And I know this is a bit more technical, but let's say that you're running Facebook ads, you know how you have the pixel. And it's interesting because the Facebook pixel or the Google pixel has multiple functions. So for example, if you run ads and you run conversion ads, Facebook wants to know, has the person actually purchased or not, so I can advertise to more people like that. The problem that we have on Amazon is that we can't place the pixel on Amazon, on the Amazon listing or after they check out. However, if you place the pixel on this funnel, so these are people who saw your Facebook ad, let's say that you are running ads, they purchased, they got the insert, then they visited the website, and you put the pixel there on the website. Now you're sending data back to Facebook, telling Facebook, this is one of the people who purchased the product. So you're sending data back to Facebook, and you can optimize your ads. So you're not just building an audience, you're optimizing your ads. And it's true, you only track, for example, with this insert, if 22% of the customers actually visit the website, only 22% of the leads, but you can still find out which keywords convert, which don't. If you're using Google Ads, if you're using Facebook, maybe you've made a split test between two different images. So you're trying to drive sales to your listing. You have two different images. Because you have that pixel on the page, you will have data like we have 20 conversions that came from this image and only 2 conversions from this one, thanks to that pixel. So you can actually improve your advertising efforts. People like getting involved, being involved. So with a charity pick, we're not just telling them, we're donating 10% to this charity, we actually get them to choose. So instead of telling them we donated this amount on your behalf to this charity, we ask them, would you like us to donate to this charity or to this one? Okay, so this is the first, since we have, anytime you have an insert or packaging, think about ways you can take full advantage of that. So normally we would have just one side printed, but since we have 2 sides, why not use this one for support? So this is not the actual charity pick part, but we're taking advantage of it, so your satisfaction is our top priority. If for any reason you are unhappy with your purchase, please contact us and we give them the email address. We will fix your problem within 24 hours. And then the other side is the actual charity pick insert. Thank you for purchasing the Rhinoflex laptop table. If you'd like us to donate 10% of your payment to charity, please visit the link below and pick your preferred cause. And you go to pickcharity.com, and there's the 2 charities which are connected. I'll go over this tomorrow, but there's when you pick these charities, you want to connect them to your brand story. So our laptop table the brand name is Rhinoflex, so we have the Save the Rhino charity and the American Chronic Pain Association, which connect to the brand story. Here I recommend that you'll see this in the members area where we have the video that walks through setting up the ClickFunnels funnel, but I highly recommend that you don't use your existing brand domain and put a slash and then some URL. Make the link as short and simple as possible. So don't use a weird domain extension like one of the new ones, like let's say pickcharity.store or rhinoflex.charity. while it might look nice, a lot of people will be confused like that. By that, they won't understand it's a link. So if possible, even if it's a longer one, choose a .com one just to make it as simple as possible. And this is based on experiments we've done. Like I was super tempted by these new domain extensions, and I've tested them, and the results were really bad. So use a .com domain and make it as short as possible. Okay, so I'll quickly go through the setup. This is going to be technical. Like, don't try to understand it right now. It's more so you can have it on the slides. And again, you'll find a separate video on this one. I just want to give you a bit of context, like for the next 3 minutes, of how this is set up. So we have the insert. It goes to a page. I know you can't really see the details in there, but it's very simple. So insert, they get on a ClickFunnels landing page. And then in the back end, we have a Google Sheet where we simply collect their, in this case, we do have the email address and their charity choice. So I've already shown you the insert. This is how the current page that we're using now looks like. So we used to only ask them for the charity choice, and we were happy to just get them pixeled. But since we're pixeling them whether they want to provide the email address or not, we ended up keeping the opt-in in there. So if we're really going to donate 10% of what they paid to the charity, at least we're getting the email address. Giving back is important to us, and we want you to be a part of it. What is the email address to use for the order? Please provide the same email address that you use on Amazon.com. Which charity would you like us to donate on your behalf? And there's a drop down there to choose between the two charities. And the way this is set up is that you will have a Google Sheet where all this data gets collected automatically. So then you can have a VA, or if you do it yourself, you actually have the people who bought what they chose, so you can actually make the donations. The goal, it's difficult to follow along, but you'll have the slides, the SOP, and the recording for the next 10 minutes as a reference for when you implement this at home. A secondary goal for showing you this is that I have for this is to show you how you can connect any ClickFunnels page to a Google Sheet for whenever you need to collect some data, some replies. For example, you might in the future want to just send a survey out to your customers or leads, and you want to use ClickFunnels, how you can collect that to Google Sheets. You'll be able to use this when you want to run surveys, collect email addresses, have a website where people sign up for a giveaway club. This is going to connect with the ranking strategy that I'm going to share with you later. If you're familiar with Zapier or something similar like that, yes, it's much easier to just use Zapier to connect ClickFunnels to Google Sheets. It can just get very expensive if you have a lot of products, and this alternative is free. Okay, ClickFunnels, we'll use ClickFunnels for almost all the web pages we build because it's easy to use once you give it a try. It's reliable, and it can be customized and connected to do almost everything we need. I know there are cheaper alternatives out there. They're just not as reliable. I'm not affiliated to ClickFunnels in any way. I'm not choosing a more expensive alternative because of that. It's simply that it's the only one that's super reliable, and it's the one we use in our business. There's a 2-hour video in the members area called ClickFunnels 101. They also have great tutorials on their site. You can find plenty of plenty of tutorials on YouTube as well, and they also have great support. So I won't spend any time today or tomorrow explaining how ClickFunnels works. So if any of that technical part doesn't make sense now, simply skip it. It's not important for the overall strategy. Okay, so I'm just going to go through those steps that I mentioned earlier. This is going to be really quick because I know it's kind of technical. It's not, that useful right now. It will probably only be useful when, like I said, you get back home and you want to actually implement this. But I just want to show you that it's quite easy, and you can use this for any ClickFunnels funnel where you're collecting an email address, some information, and you want to have that stored in a Google Sheet. It's also useful because for that Google Sheet, you can set the privileges however you want. You can share that with some VAs, not with all, and so on. Okay, so first step, you go to sheets.google.com or docs.google.com, you create a new sheet. I call it CharityPick, so you give it a name, then you name the columns. So the first column is always timestamp, because that gets edited automatically by the software. And then you have whatever else you're collecting there. So in this case, we collect an email and a charity choice. A few important points here. Don't use spaces in the name of the column. I would recommend just lowercase letters, dashes, and underscores. So for example, first underscore name or last underscore name, email, so no spaces. We will use these names in ClickFunnels to match the form inputs, so those actual input boxes on the page, to the columns in Google Sheets. The first column should always be named timestamp, because we want to record when a row was added to the spreadsheet. So we know exactly when someone went to the page and sent, in this case, their charity choice. Optionally, you can select the first row and freeze it, just because it's a header. Next, you want to go to Script Editor. That's found under Tools. So Tools, Script Editor. You want to give it a name, whatever you want. And then there's an Evernote at the bottom of the slide, which contains all the code. All you have to do is delete whatever's in there by default in the script editor and just copy-paste the code from the Evernote. Then save it. And then when you go to run function, there's those three functions that will show up because of the code that we just copy-pasted. And the only one that you need to run is setup. So you go to run function, and setup. It's going to require you to log into your Google account. You're probably already logged in since you're using the Google Sheets. But it's going to require that you authorize the script to basically add rows to the sheet. So authorization required, CharityPick script needs your permission to access data on Google, review permissions. That's when you log in, and then you just click on allow. You can see that there aren't any really special permissions, just view and manage your spreadsheets. And then almost final step, publish, deploy as a web app. And the result of that, actually, once you click on that, you have to make sure, probably this will be the default options, but I just want to make sure that you always choose execute the app as me. You might have as the organization, as a guest. You want to choose as me, and who has access to the app? Anyone, even anonymous, because we want to allow ClickFunnels to interact with this script, and they're, anyone. Okay, and the result is that you get a link, and you just right-click on that link. It's a script.google.com link. You right-click on that, you copy that, and we're done with the Google Sheets setup. And from this slide, it's also available in the SOP. But you see that we have a bit of code here that we'll need to add to ClickFunnels. And it's a bit small, but you have script underscore URL there. That's where you replace that with this actual script URL. So you just replace that. And now we're in ClickFunnels. You just clone the funnel that I'm giving you in the members area. You just click on clone, then you go to settings, tracking code, and you just copy paste that. And you save. And this is the final part. So we have these inputs. We have an email input where they write their email address, and then a drop down with a charity choice. All the inputs you want to save need to be set to input type, custom type. So it needs to be custom type, not, you might be tempted. So here you see input type and it says custom. Some other options are, for example, email. So you might be tempted to choose email. Don't choose that. Choose custom type every time. And for a drop-down, it's not called custom type, it's called custom options, but the same thing. Don't choose email, don't choose first name, last name, anything like that, just choose custom options. Of course, you don't have to memorize these steps. Hopefully, you just see that they're easy to follow. There's an SOP on that. There's the video that's in the members area. So when you get to the point that you actually need to create this page, it will probably take you 1 hour, even if you've never used Google Sheets before or even ClickFunnels. It's one of the easiest things from a technical point of view. Okay, so next insert is the Cypher insert. And it stands for claim your free. Probably I should have called it something like sci-fi, like claim your free item. But the main idea is that somewhere in your product, you either have an insert, or in this case, we have it printed on the actual packaging. Claim your free ergonomic mousepad, more information inside. So this is the top of the box of the laptop table. And then inside we have, when they raise the lid, on the other part it says, don't forget to claim your free ergonomic mousepad. Simply visit the link getmousepad.com to get yours now. So we're just offering them a free item. And you can see I'm not saying anything about, in exchange for a review. It's simply, you purchased the laptop table and you're eligible to receive a free ergonomic mousepad. Not my idea. I copied this from BioSchwartz about a year ago, and it's actually something that I would recommend you do in general. Just look at super competitive niches and your biggest competitors in your niche and funnel hack them, like purchase them, see if they're using any inserts, and copy what they're doing. Okay, so here the goal was to understand what the flow of the customer is and why this works so well. So the URL at the top changed in the meantime. It used to be free.schwartzbioresearch.com. It had a similar insert like claim your free bottle, and you landed on this page. Share your experience with our products and get a free bottle. And then you have a form on the right where you give your name, email address, and phone number, and you click on Get My Free Bottle. And you can see no shipping charges, no hidden fees, no credit card required. There's no mention of getting a review. So if you were to provide a name, email address, and phone number that don't belong to an actual customer, you would see searching for your email in our database, and then it would say we couldn't find your email in our database. Please make sure you enter the same email you used to sign in on Amazon. So you could enter a different email. So this was the actual email I used to purchase their product. Try again with this email, and this time it would take you to a survey. So again, no mention of any kind of reviews, nothing black hat. How long have you been taking it? Count since the moment you start taking the product on a daily basis, and we can see less than 15 days, between 15 and 30, more than 30. So if you were to choose less than 15, you would get to this page, which says you don't qualify yet, but you will soon. Please note that to qualify, you need to take the product for more than 15 days. Okay, so if you choose more than 30, it takes you to the second part of the survey. Are you satisfied with our product? There's no 1 star, 2 star, up to 5 stars. So again, nothing related to reviews. It's just I hate it, I like it, it's okay, I love it. A score from 1 to 10, and then you have to actually describe how our product is working for you. And if you were to enter a very short feedback there, it would say that it has to be at least 50 characters. Okay, so if you choose it's okay, which would be like 3 stars, how likely you will buy this product again. So it would be like a 1 star if you choose a 2 there. Then it takes you to confirm your address. So they're still sending you that free bottle. There's nothing sketchy going on just because you want to leave a negative review. And they automatically pulled my physical address just based on my email. I can either update it or say that it's correct. On the other hand, if you sort of give them like 5 stars, so I love it, how likely will you buy this product again, and I give it a 10, then instead of taking me straight to confirming my address, they just show me a page that I didn't see before, which is share your experience with our product. It won't take long, just a few seconds. It is not mandatory, but it will really help us to keep offering these amazing promotions to our preferred customers. My review is already there, exactly what I typed, so I can just click on a button to copy experience to clipboard, and there's a link taking me straight to Amazon. Click here to post your review. And also, it's not mandatory, so I can always click on the button at the bottom, which says continue with your request. And if I were to click here to post your review, they don't take me to a page where it's 5 stars pre-filled or chosen beforehand. I can leave them a 1 star if I want. So again, nothing sneaky there either. Okay, and then I'm taken to the step where I need to confirm my address. Once you confirm that, it says your request has been completed. Your free bottle will be sent within the next 24 hours, and you will receive an email with a tracking number as soon as it's shipped. And want to get 3 more free bottles, all you have to do is share your experience on Facebook or Twitter. And what's interesting is when you click on share on Facebook, the share goes to the Amazon listing, but the image that Facebook pulls, it's not an image present on their listing. So it's I Love Schwartz Bioresearch, which I think helps with, if someone actually shares, it's going to actually attract the attention of their friends. So that was another interesting, like a small detail, but it's interesting that, they pulled an image that it's not on the listing. Normally, when you share a link on Facebook or Twitter, the image that Facebook pulls up, it must be an image that's present on the page. And the redirect, if you click on the actual link, just to show you, it goes to the listing, not on some other page. What's interesting is also the email they're sending. Your free bottle has been processed. Please don't forget to submit your product review to Amazon. Your continuous support makes these amazing promotions possible. Just visit, and then there's another link that again takes me straight to Amazon to leave a review. Again, it's not pre-selected with 5 stars, but they're taking advantage of the email just to confirm that they've received my request for a free bottle, and instead of just saying we're sending the free bottle, they're just giving me another reminder to leave a review. And it also says, once you do, please send us the link. I will send you an email with the applicable tracking information as soon as your free bottle has been applied. So there's just, that sentence there, just visit, to leave the review. Once you do, please send us the link. There's no promise there, but that's also interesting that, it's just one sentence, but there's an implication that they imply that, once you send them the link to the review, something good might happen. Okay, so the bad news, this stopped working. The Amazon MWS API no longer matches emails to order ID. So if you notice, in this whole funnel, I didn't have to provide my order ID. I just gave them my Amazon email address, and it just worked. The good news, the concept, everything that I showed you still works. We just need to ask customers to provide their order ID instead of their email. So that's the only bad part. We actually need the customers to do the work of finding their order ID. Okay, so this is the only tweak that we've made. On that page where normally it would say searching for your email in our database, now it says, how do I find my order ID? Check in your Amazon account order history in your email or in the receipt you got with your product. Recommendation, you can remove the step where you ask them to copy paste on Amazon. And that's actually something I recommend you do. Like, I don't think it's breaking the terms of service, or at least, it's walking a gray line. but you're still getting their email address, and they're getting that free item, and you can always follow up with them. So even that email that you're sending them, where you're saying, you know, we've sent you your free mousepad, it's on the way, here's your tracking number, that's another email you can send. So it doesn't look spammy. In all those emails, you can always ask for a review. So that way, it's not conditioned in any way at all. So you're simply separating the two processes. You're offering a free bottle, a free item, and then maybe at some point in the future, you ask them to leave a review. It might be 30 days after that, 15 days. Okay, we're going to talk more about, I've just shown you Bio-Schwartz's funnel, and when we get to the review section, I'm going to walk you through in a bit more detail in the Cypher funnel. But yeah, for now, I just wanted to show you what that insert does. So the purpose of the Cypher insert is to get people to claim a free item, and that way we get their email address, and whether you just send them an email to ask for a review, or you just have their contact information and you created a connection with them, and you exploit that in other ways later, that's the purpose of the Cypher funnel. Okay, so next we have the video insert. For the past two master classes, I actually had samples of the video insert with me. This time, they got damaged during our flight over here, so I apologize that I can't show them to you live here. But just to give you an idea of what the video insert is, this is from AliExpress, so it's not from Alibaba. It's where you can order even, one if you want. In this case, we have 100 pieces. It's for $2,350. So what you can notice right away is that this is a very expensive insert, right? So $23 or $25 per insert. This is another example, $12 to $22. So of course it varies, the price varies based on the quality of that small screen that you're including and what options you have. Can you control the sound? Can you go backwards and forwards? Can you stop the video? So based on the options, it's going to be cheaper or more expensive. The best price we got when we only ordered 100 units was $13.80, and you have in the SOP for this presentation, you have the contact details of the best factory that we found in terms of best price for a low MOQ. There's another factory with best price for higher MOQ, and then we also have a factory with not the best price, but the best quality. So, okay, this is a very expensive insert. What can you do with it? Why would you ever want to use such an expensive insert? So you could either use it for new customers or existing customers to get their email addresses, to tell your brand story, to cross-promote, to increase the perceived value of the purchase, to invite them to join the review club or VIP club, to provide video instructions, or just a simple message from the brand owner. So of course you could do all these. However, again, the problem is the cost. So something I would suggest is you can only include it in the initial review getting phase. So something that I like to do, irrespective of what product this is. It might be an expensive product, a cheaper product. Let's say that my first order is for 1,000 units. I simply ask our freight forwarder to ship 100 units by air to a certain warehouse and the other 900 separately. So only in those first 100 units, let's say that I want to get like 30 reviews, so I'm going to give away 100 products to get 30 reviews. Only in those 100 units, I'm going to include a video insert in each one. You'll see we'll talk about getting Vine reviews, so through the Amazon Vine program. That's again an example where you can have just those separate units that you sent in first, just 100 of them, because you're going to give them to Vine reviewers, and you might want to impress them by having that video insert in there and telling your brand story. Is it worth spending $1,500 to get your first 50 reviews? How did I arrive at this number? $1,500, that would be about 100 video inserts. Getting 50 reviews from 100 giveaways might seem a bit high, but if you're combining it with getting Vine reviews, that's actually quite achievable. But even if you don't use Vine reviews, you can still get about 30 reviews for $1,500. Okay, so it's expensive, and unless you do what I just said, like you only use it to get those initial reviews, it's only suitable for products where a review is worth around $30. In my opinion, any product, irrespective of the price, those first reviews are so essential, and I mentioned this during the master plan, that I don't focus that much on the long-term reviews. I think those initial reviews are the most important, because then you can move on to ranking because you have a listing that converts. So I would pay $30 reviews for any product. And just a side question, are you willing to pay $30 for a black hat review? Maybe the answer is no, maybe it's yes, but in case it's yes, instead of getting a black hat one, why not use a video insert to get a legitimate review? It's only suitable when 100 to 300 reviews would be enough to make you a bestseller. So this would be another scenario where, if you get the bestseller badge, you're going to do really, really well. So you might be willing to spend $10,000 on these video inserts just because you're going to get amazing reviews, because you already have a great product, just to get that bestseller badge. And you know that you need those, you can't stay at 30 reviews. You need 100, 300 reviews to get ranked for those big keywords. So in my opinion, you should use a video insert to get your initial reviews no matter what your product metrics are, and continue to use for long-term reviews only if you have an expensive product. So for example, we sell a lot of $200, $300, $400 products like furniture items and other really high price items. For those ones, a $12 insert, it's not cutting that much into the profit margin, especially if it's a product that needs to be assembled, like a furniture item. It helps a lot to have, like, no one else, none of our competitors are including nice instructions. Even the printed ones suck. So the fact that we're including really nice printed ones, and on top of that we also include video instructions, it's not that we're asking people for a review, it just impresses people and they're very likely to leave a great review. So in those cases, when you have like $100 profit margin, spending $12 of that on a video insert can really make a big difference. This is how it looks like, or at least the one we have. So on the front, before you open it, it says, "Thank you, I have a small gift for you inside." And then on the right side, we have the actual screen. When they open the insert, the video starts playing. We have the support. We solve all problems within 24 hours. There's a guy we hired on Fiverr just to pretend he's the brand owner, and he tells the brand story. And then on the left, we have the Cypher funnel. Claim your free ergonomic mousepad at getmousepad.com. Okay, so I just wanted to give you have this in the members area, but I just want to quickly read you the script that we're using. And you can start from this and make your own adjustments, just to give you an idea what we're actually saying in that video. So, hi, this is David, the founder of Rhinoflex, and I wanted to personally thank you for purchasing our portable laptop table. I hope it will help you as much as it has helped me, whether you're going to use it as an adjustable standing desk while you work, or a simple table for your laptop while you're in bed, on your sofa, or your recliner. I used to suffer from crippling back and neck pain, and this laptop table was the easy solution that has helped me to finally correct my posture. We are truly grateful that you chose our brand, and we want to give you back by offering you a free ergonomic mousepad. There is no catch, there is no credit card needed, and this is only available to our customers who bought either through our website, getrhinoflex.com, or through amazon.com. If you'd like to claim your free ergonomic mousepad, please go to getmousepad.com now. You can access it from your phone. It only takes a few clicks or taps to claim it. That's getmousepad.com. Also, just a couple more things. In the unlikely case that anything is wrong with the product, if it arrived broken, if there's anything missing, if there's any problem at all, simply send me an email at support@getrhinoflex.com and I will personally fix your issue within 24 hours. That's support@getrhinoflex.com. Finally, we want to give back to the two charities which matter to us the most, the American Chronic Pain Association and the Save the Rhino charity. You can simply go to pickcharity.com to choose which of these two charities you'd like us to donate on your behalf. Details on my personal story and why these two charities are so important to our cause can be found on the back of the box. Thank you once again for your purchase, and I hope you'll enjoy using the table. So again, this is written by me. I'm not a native English speaker. I'm sure you can do a much better job with this, but that's the basic flow. So you can notice we're mentioning the Cypher funnel in here, or the element of the Cypher insert. We have the charity part. So we're basically combining the previous two, plus we're also mentioning support. Okay, the good news is that there is a better alternative that is 20 times cheaper than the video insert, and it has almost the same impact. So you can achieve almost all the previous things 20 times cheaper, and that is the audio insert. Fortunately, those didn't get damaged, so I have 5 of them here. During the next break, you can check them out. I like the envelope thing. I wouldn't imagine it would make such a big difference, but the take rate is so much higher. Without the envelope, this might it would be at the bottom of the box, and they just don't see it, or they just get the laptop table out and they leave it there. With the envelope, it stands out. We've split tested white envelopes, red envelopes, yellow ones, and so on. It seems that the white one, for whatever reason, just is performing just as well as any other color. It's not performing better, but it just doesn't make a difference what the color is. And once they take it out, it's the same as a video insert, just that it's just the audio without the video. The thing is that it's very unlikely that you buy something from Amazon and you receive this kind of insert inside, and yes, a video one would totally blow them away, or for the furniture items, the fact that you have video instructions there makes a big difference. But still, why I think this works so well is because they're going to listen to the whole message as long as it's about 1 to 2 minutes. Unless you make it 5 minutes, they're probably not going to listen to it. But it's intriguing, so they're listening to the whole thing. So we know they know about the charity pick, they know about the Cypher funnel. And just like with the video one, on the left we have, again, the Cypher insert, we have the support, pick charity, and on this one we also added another thing, getrhinoflex.com/brand voice. Join our brand voice club for exclusive discounts, promotions, and opportunities. So sort of a VIP club. Okay, so like I said, the good news is those are much cheaper. So it's 25 cents to 99 cents per unit here. Here it's 45 cents to 1.3. Of course, the price varies depending on the quality of the actual electronic component and based on the quality of the print. In our case, we're only using 2 colors, so blue and white on a yellow background. So the cost to actually print this isn't that high. Okay, here it's 52 cents to $2.3, so it can also become much more expensive if you have a very fancy insert. The best price we got for 5,000 units, like the one you're seeing here, which is high quality print, high quality electronic component, with battery that we know, they guarantee, not that I value that guarantee, but they're saying that it's going to last at least 5 years, even if it's in a warehouse. it doesn't drain out, because that's a problem you might encounter if you use cheap batteries or a cheap component. So 63 cents per unit if you order 5,000 units. So if we were to compare them, the video card, it's $13.8. The MOQ is 100 units. It would cost you $1,300 to order that. The audio card, the MOQ is higher, so the minimum investment is $3,000, but you're getting 5,000 audio cards versus 100 video cards. They can both impress or surprise or intrigue the customer, and because they're intrigued, they're going to listen to the message, so you get whatever you want to get across, you will be able to do that. You can't use the audio card for video instructions, so that's the only bad part. You can just call to action, you can just call to action with both. You can use the same card for all your products, then just have different audio on each set for 500, for example, for just a small extra labor cost of 5 to 10 cents. So let's say that you have 3 products and you don't like that MOQ of 5,000. You feel that it's a big investment for one product. If you plan to launch more or you already have more, you of course need a different insert for each one. The good news is that you can split them into smaller MOQs for just a very small fee of 5 cents. You can use the audio card for almost any product. I really think that unless you're selling a super cheap product, your profit margin should allow you to use the audio card, with the exception of past masterclass attendees. Other sellers aren't using this. So as far as I know, this hasn't been shared anywhere else. I haven't heard anyone other than masterclass alumni talk about this or mention that they're using this. Okay, so back to the master plan. We've just covered the 4 inserts. As you can see, the video one and the audio one just combine the previous 2, the Charity Pick and the Cypher. The main reason I love using the audio insert and sometimes the video insert is because it turns a problem of uncertainty, like how do I get the reviews I need? What do I need to do? I've just launched this product. I need those initial reviews. It turns them into a fixed cost. It will cost me, maybe it's $3,000, maybe it's $1,300 to get the reviews I need to sell this product successfully. Spending $15,000 on audio insert will help you build a list of 10,000 engaged customers. That's based on actual numbers, a list you'll be able to use to boost up your sales during Prime Day, Black Friday, lightning deals, and it's an amazing asset for your exit, worth a lot more than $15,000. Here I'm using 15,000 and not 3, just because those are actual numbers for one of our brands. So while the immediate effect is that they'll probably go through the Cypher funnel and you'll get reviews that way, they will remember the fact that you had an audio insert or a video insert. So you're creating that connection. They will at least remember you. If your product is great, they will also trust you. And those are the first steps to establishing that connection. And again, this is where the inserts make an impact: reviews and business assets. Okay, so some examples. Those are real examples from the business we sold. I'm not going to reveal the exact products, but I am going to tell you the niche and some details just to make it a bit more relevant. So this is product number 1. It's an office product. The lowest we've sold it for was $249.95, so $250. The highest was $280, so we kept split testing that. I think right now it's at the higher price point at $280. Total sales with a standard Cypher insert were $2,200. Here I'm including some margin of error because I don't know the exact numbers, just because there was some inventory overlap, but it's approximately $2,200. Total sales with audio insert going to Cypher, just like the one you've seen here, $530, so less. However, no audio cipher claims are 418, audio cipher claims 209. So if you look at the claim rate, if you divide how many people claimed versus how many people bought, with the no audio version, it's 418 divided by 2,200, it's about 19%. When you turn it into an audio one, it's 39%, so that's more than 2 times better. Why am I showing you claim rates and not review rates? Because it's difficult to impossible to actually track review rate, because I can't really know whether the review came from the insert, did it came from an email, did they just decide to leave a review. I'm pretty sure that it's very related to the cipher funnel and the cipher insert, but the claim rate is what I have, actual numbers on. And yeah, my current guesstimate is that about 70% of the claims, so when someone claims a free product, actually results in an actual review that sticks. Okay, product number 2. This one, we didn't use the normal cipher, just the audio one. Straight away, it's a home and kitchen product selling for $130. Total sales so far, 1,640. Claims, 692. The claim rate is 42%. Product number 3, a home and garden product. This is one of the cheapest products we've ever sold, $15. Total sales with a standard insert, 1,700. With the audio one, 1,620. When there was no audio, only 11 claims, 27 with the audio. And here, like, the claim rate is still higher with the audio versus no audio. However, the cipher, I just wanted to show you that, this is not perfect. The cipher insert doesn't work for this product, irrespective of format. My current guess is that the free item we're offering is not okay. So, for example, with the laptop table, it really works. Like, we've identified that the mouse pad really is something that people who buy the laptop table desire, but in this case, we didn't. We're probably not offering the right product because people are not interested. 0.6 and 1.6 are so low compared to 42%. Maybe it won't work at all just because of the niche, audience age, but my guess right now is that it's the free item that we haven't exactly figured that out. Product number 4, beauty item, $9.95. You might think, oh my God, that's such a low price, but the ROI is amazing for this one. I'll just jump straight to the claim rates, 9.7%, with no audio, 26.8%, so 3 times better with the audio insert. So how much would it cost me to get 100 reviews? Let's assume that I need 100 reviews before I start any kind of ranking campaign to make this product work. So let's talk a bit about cost. So first we have the giveaway cost. I'm going to work with the example with the $14.99 product just because it's lower numbers and we can use that. So landed cost per unit, $255, referral fee $224, FBA fee $328. Those are just numbers I took from the FBA calculator. So the profit is 6.87. So if I'm doing a giveaway, I'm losing the money that I'm basically giving to Amazon and my cost of goods. So out of $14.99, I only receive back from Amazon my profit, which is 6.87. So I'm losing the other $8.12. The cost of the insert is 0.63, so I have to include that as well. I have some other costs like PayPal fees, card fees, bank fees when I'm doing a reimbursement. Let's make those $2, even though they're a bit high. So every time I give away 1 unit with the hope of getting a review, the cost is about $10.5. So what's my cost per customer? Every time I give away 1 unit with the hopes of getting a review, it costs me $10.75. On top of this cost, I also have the cost of the free item I'm offering. So in this case, it would be the mouse pad. We'll talk more about this when we get to the reviews part, but let's say I'm sending a $3 item from AliExpress, so I'm going to add that as a cost as well. Let's assume that the audio insert works, so it converts at 40%. So for every 10 customers, 4 of them claim the free item, so the cost per customer is $11.95. So with that, the total cost of getting my initial 100 reviews for this particular product is $4,000. And basically what I wanted to show you here is not necessarily this 4,000 because it's specific to this product, but I just wanted to show you what the process is to actually figure out what budget I need to allocate before you even sort the product. So you can correctly make your estimations and make a decision. Can I afford to launch this product because I need 100 reviews? Or maybe you need less, maybe you need more. Like if you're you want to enter a super competitive niche, you need 1,000 reviews. It doesn't mean you don't enter that niche. It just means that you need to be aware what your cost will be. So if it's going to be 40,000, that might be okay. You just need to know what the cost is. But why are inserts important? With an insert, your review rate can be as high as 30%, and probably you actually want to make it even lower. And we'll discuss in the next section why. Without an insert, it's usually about 5% if you do like an email follow-up campaign. Especially when you're just launching a new product, you can't really do much until you have the initial reviews. So getting them fast and reliably is essential. So again, turning a problem that you're not sure how to get the reviews, we turn it into a financial problem where we know the exact cost and we know we can reliably get those reviews. That's important if you want to launch a lot of products. Inserts speed things up by 5 to 6 times and make it 5 to 6 times cheaper, just because it allows you in the sense that you can move on to your ranking campaign much faster because you get those initial reviews much faster. Inserts can still be kept after the launch if getting more reviews can allow you to attack more competitive keywords. But you can also just remove them or just use them for the first order if you get those initial reviews and you just don't want to do that cipher thing after that. If you have any questions, let's take 2-minute questions, and then I'm going to move on to the next section, which will be about reviews.
Hey, Tryon. Firstly, have you tried looking on the outside of the envelope what works to get them to open the envelope, like Open Me or something?
I haven't tested that, but I imagine it would work well, like having a red sticker on the envelope or something. Yeah. And
how robust are they? Because my product gets a bit squishy. I'm just scared they might.
The audio ones are super, they won't get damaged. The video one is tricky, like, I've damaged it on the way here. So, but the audio one, we haven't had any issues. Like it's just a flat component. You've probably seen it in one of the pictures. So, yeah.
Thanks.
I'll try and, sorry, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but you mentioned doing this before the ranking procedure. So how do you actually get rid of the stock, I guess, to get those initial reviews?
So I probably didn't organize this properly because I haven't explained the ranking strategy yet and the review strategy. But we're just giving away, let's say we have 100 products we want to give away. I'm going to talk about that next, but we're just offering it for free. People buy it, you reimburse them. And out of those 100 people who buy, using those kind of inserts, you can easily get 30 to 50 reviews to get things started. But yeah, we're giving away the product.
Okay. And are you going to tell us, is it through Facebook or those Amazon websites? Or
yeah, I'll cover that. Yeah, we have a funnel for that, yes.
Thank you.
It's my fault, I apologize. I should have covered that first.
So 2 related insert questions. If you sell a product that is consumable and there's not additional packaging for inserts, then I guess can you put something like this on the back of the packaging itself? And also the question of can you mail like the audio inserts? Have you tested direct mail or something like that?
I've played with direct mail and with postcards, like they're quite affordable. Actually, I'm working on a software that automates that to connect Seller Central to a service that sends that. So I've had pretty good results with that, none that I can share yet because I don't have enough numbers, but it looks promising. In terms of you have a small product and you don't have place for an insert, you could, like if it's a bottle, like with BioSchwartz, actually no, they have a box, but other supplement sellers, they use the lid and it's on the lid or the bottom of the bottle or just on the label somewhere, you know, if you want a free bottle, you know, go to this link. So I'm sure that you can find a place where you can mention that. And as you'll see next, we actually want to be careful with the rate of reviews we're getting. So with an in-your-face insert, you're going to get a higher review rate, but today that's not necessarily ideal. So 20% instead of 30% might be better. So even if it's, you know, on a bottle on the label, you might still get 10%, 15%. So, yeah.
But it sounds like you haven't tested direct mail of the audio inserts themselves yet, though.
Oh no, the audio insert. Yeah, sorry,
No, it's okay. But I just
only the Cypher one on
Right.
on a postcard by getting straight to the customers almost immediately after they bought. It was a type of product where I won't go into the reasons, but we couldn't include an insert. But yeah, I haven't tried the audio insert through post.
Okay, thanks.
Because the audio and video inserts have a battery, does FBA treat them as a battery product?
No. Maybe this is, you know, maybe if someone who noticed that from Amazon and, you know, or if we got reported, we haven't had any issues so far. Like even, for example, when you ship something by air, you can't really ship batteries. We haven't had an issue with that. Like we asked the freight forwarder to check, and both the audio insert and the video insert, they go fine through customs and everything, even by air. So we haven't had any issues so far, either at FBA or the customs.
For products that have had low review velocity for a long time, how do we apply this to avoid being flagged and to be blocked for receiving reviews in the future?
I'll go through the leaked documents from Amazon in a second, but the first 4 weeks after you launch a product, that's when you have to be most careful. For a product that you've sold for a while, unless you go crazy, like if you still stay under the 20% review rate, at least in my experience, you don't trigger any flags just because you're going from 2% to 20%. At least at the moment, they're not, they don't have any flags in place for that, or there's no algorithm monitoring, you know, like the difference. They're more like the threshold is the problem. 20%. Going above the threshold, like I think it's 20%. I don't have any proof for that. It's not the difference, like the variation in review rate after the first 4 weeks.
If I sell in Europe, how I can handle like 5 different language?
Yeah.
Should I like create different type of language and send my inventory?
So
each
that's a
country,
good
or-
question. As I've said, I'm not selling in Europe.
Yeah.
Something that you could do is, you know how I mentioned that it gets a bit more expensive if you include additional buttons, like to change the volume, to fast forward, to go back. There's actually an option where I haven't used it for this. I've used it for when we have video instructions and there are multiple components. You can have on the same card, you can have multiple videos.
And for the audio?
Sorry?
For the audio?
For the audio too, like it's cheaper. So I used it for like, you know, do you want to assemble this part, and you just click on a button, and we had like 5 buttons. So I imagine you could do.
Can put flags.
Yeah, like put the flags on the buttons, and you know they just press on that. It won't be, probably you don't want the audio to play automatically when they open it, but they can just press on the flag. So probably it goes. For the audio insert, it will go from 63 cents to about 80 cents. And for the video, it will go from 13 closer to, I would say, 16 or 17.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's still good. Thank you.
sure.
I've got actually a follow-on that question because I sell heavily pan-European across all 5 European markets. And what I'm finding with my inserts, because they're in English, including my pictures, they're alienating foreign speakers of English. So my idea was to use QR codes and then detect geo-IP and then put them to the language of each one. Have you experimented at all with QR codes?
Yes, and I found that I don't sell in Europe, so I don't know. Maybe Europeans are better with scanning QR codes. In the US, we've had the lowest response rate. So comparing it to like an insert where you just ask people to go to a website, for whatever, and at least for us, QR codes never worked. Like people don't want to scan them, or at least, yeah, again, in my experience.
Hi. Is it not against those terms and conditions to send the people to your website or landing page?
For sure, I don't think there is. For example, if you buy, let's say, some Nike shoes, they're going to have the website on the box, or just buy any big company product, and they will still have like somewhere on the box, on the instructions. Like I think it's very common for even the biggest players to have a link somewhere. Whether there is a specific thing about it in the TOS, maybe there is, but I don't think this should be a concern. I really don't think so.
Thank you.
Hey, Trine. So is this methodology just to stay within TOS, so you don't actually have to ask them for a review?
Yeah, so I think, that's something I want to get to, the fact that, yes, like if you really get super specific, maybe you can find something in the TOS that we're breaking. So I'm not claiming, we're 100% white hat, but I just want to show that, there are things you can do if you use the right inserts, and with a Cypher funnel, I think it's an approach, and if you look at the big supplement sellers, they're not getting banned, they're using exactly what I'm showing. So for me, that's enough of a sign. Like if I will see that they stop using that, or that their listing gets shut down for that, I will probably stop using it. But while the big players are using this, I think it's very safe, and you don't have to go super black hat. You just have to think about, okay, for example, with a Cypher funnel, how can I motivate people to take the actions I want, and can I separate the fact that I'm offering them something and then, optionally ask them for a review, and it's, they're getting something first, so the take rate and their willingness to leave a review is very high because of that, and I think it's a much better approach than just saying, I'm going to give you $10 if you leave a review, send us the link to your review. So just wanting to show that there is a better approach, not black hat.
For the Cypher, is it okay to link, send the product directly from AliExpress, for example? Even if it will take maybe 3 weeks to arrive, or it's better?
Okay, so just to clarify, to see if I understood the question. So your concern is, I'm sending that mouse pad and it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks to arrive. Okay, so some people won't like it. It's a free thing. So what we're doing is we make sure that the VAs take action right away. So the moment, like within 24 hours, they go to AliExpress and they fulfill it. We delay a bit, so it takes 4 days to send them the email, we've shipped out your item. We're going to get back to you in a few days with a tracking number. So wait another 4 days to give them the tracking number. And then from that point, it usually takes 2 weeks. And usually they forget about it. There will be like one person who gets annoyed. We apologize. We might offer them a gift card just to say sorry. And we also know that that will lead to them leaving a nice review. So overall, like out of 1,000 people, I would say maybe 5 are bothered by the fact that we're using AliExpress and it takes a longer time. But you'll see as I get to the next part that even on the website, we mentioned that it's a free item, it's very in demand, it may take 2 to 3 weeks to arrive, it's on there, yeah.
All right, last question.
on that numbered review page that you showed in the funnel, if it's like rated a 6 or below, would it then not route to ask them for a review? You know?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So there's a numbered review page that's in the funnel, right?
Yeah, 1 to 10, yeah.
And so if they were to say 6 or below, then instead of forwarding them over to request a review to post it on Amazon, it's probably not such a good review. Would
Yeah.
you then just route them to just kind of stop the funnel there?
Yeah, so probably I didn't explain this properly. So what happens is if it seems like they're going to leave a negative review, we take them straight to the page where we ask them to confirm the address. So we skip the step of asking them to post a review. And furthermore, I was saying that my recommendation is to completely cut out that step where even the ones who would leave like a 10 and I love it, don't ask them to copy paste the review on Amazon then. You follow up via email and ask them then. Does it make sense?
It does. So then you'd kind of have a separate pre-qualified pool to send that other email.
Yeah, so now you have,
The review email.
you'll see in the back end, we know who answered favorably to the survey, who answered negatively, and we split them, and if you want, you can email the ones who answered favorably.
And you use like Entreport or Infusionsoft or something to automate that? Okay.
I'll show you, yeah.
Cool, thank you.